Welcome back to another edition of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Sean Robertson and his team at Gateville Law Firm. They're in Yorkville and online at gatevillelawfirm.com. Sean in studio for today's segment. Sean, how are we today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing well also. We're focusing today on long-term care and how that can put a financial strain on adult children and really tear families apart. We've kind of touched on this before because we're dealing with a lot of costs. We're dealing with a lot of emotion when older family members are struggling health-wise, and you got to make a lot of decisions in tough times. And if you don't have it all laid out, there could be a lot of issues here with these situations.
Yeah, you're right. Like we have a person that we're helping today that is kind of estranged from his family. And, I mean, he's got a son, but he doesn't want his son to get anything because they had a dispute. And basically the caregiver's going to get some things. And I know normally, you want to be very careful about a caregiver getting assets from a client. And we've made sure that he's not improperly influenced or anything. But sometimes these caregivers take care of mom or dad, and they really matter to a lot of these parents.
Yeah, so where do the complications come in with what they're dealing with and some of these legal issues with, all the different planning with long-term care and you're talking about family tension and all kinds of issues that just complicate things.
Yeah, it really does because, like, I know we recently had one of our clients that deceased, and one of the kids really stepped up to the plate and helped the parent. And he actually ended up giving everything to him. And he had another kid, and they didn't get anything, and they're kind of mad. But the reason he chose to do this is his one kid that was helping him, he really appreciated it. And so what we help them do is, a lot of people come in and talk to us, Mike, and you'd be surprised how many people have an estranged kid. And so a lot of times it's, okay, how do we get money to Ann without the influence of the other kid that's estranged coming back around all of a sudden with their hand out?
Yeah, and when you have kids involved and it's not split down the middle evenly with everyone, and the kid feels like they've got a little more piece of the pie than maybe they really do, and it just becomes a real mess.
Yeah, it gets really messy because, like, we had one family where you have an adult kid that lives with mom and dad, and nobody planned it. The mom didn't believe in planning, and next thing you know, the mom dies, and the dad had died a while ago, and now you're dealing with how do you deal with an adult kid that doesn't have the ability to go buy a home and doesn't have the ability to rent. And you've got the siblings that are trying to figure these out. Do we evict Johnny? How do we handle Johnny? And these are the type of issues that we help people with, Mike.
So what should parents do if they're looking to reduce the risk in these situations?
I mean, I think coming to talk to somebody like us is an important thing because a lot of times what AI doesn't do or LegalZoom doesn't do is it doesn't have a human component. A lot of times you just need to kind of trust somebody and tell them your story and ask for help. And that's kind of what we do, Mike. And that's where a lot of people think estate planning is AI or AI is going to, replace you guys. No, it's not. You can't really get rid of the human aspect of working with people.
Well, if people want to find out more, what's the process for contacting you and then coming in to talk? Maybe outline for our listeners how easy it will be for those to come seek your advice and go from there.
Yeah, so what we do is give us a call. You'll tell the number at the end of the show, and then what we do is set you up for a free appointment, and you come in and talk to me, and we basically ask you a bunch of questions, and we try to educate you on what the process is and give you a couple options so you make some choices, and that's essentially what we do. And then after that first meeting, most of the time we move forward with the estate plan, and we basically help set up the estate plan in a way where long-term care issues are reduced. The money's going to stay in your bloodline if that's important to you, and if there's any estranged kids, we're going to help address that issue where your kids aren't in court.
Yeah, that's the one thing people don't always realize. They might think they've got everything mapped out or the questions that they have are valid, but there's 20 other things that they haven't thought of, and that's where you guys have all of the extra answers that they're not prepared for.
Absolutely. And all the time people are like, oh, I never thought about that. That's why you come to an estate planning attorney. That's our job, is to think about things that you don't think about.
Yeah, because these are important matters. You don't want to have a few things slipping through the cracks, for sure.
Right.
It's Gateville Law Firm. The show is called Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions, with Sean Robertson and his team at Gateville Law Firm in Yorkville. Online at gatevillelawfirm.com, and you can call 630-780-1034 to find out more and set up an appointment. We'll see you again at the same time next week.